What's up and welcome to another episode of Gizmo Slip Tech. Today we're doing a speed test comparing the Razer Phone 2, the Galaxy Note 9, and the iPhone XS Max. Now the specs in the Razer Phone 2 and the Galaxy Note 9 are identical. We have the Snapdragon 845, 8 gigs of RAM, and the Adreno 630 GPU. Both of these phones feature the highest end potential internals in an Android phone to date. The only other chip that might compare with them is the Exynos processor that is featured in the international versions of the Galaxy devices. Now the main difference between the Note 9 and the Razer Phone 2 is the 120Hz display of the Razer Phone 2, as well as the slightly different resolution and aspect ratio of the Note 9. Last but not least, we have the iPhone XS Max. This phone features the A12 Bionic, which has a CPU and GPU combined together in one unit. Now Apple has optimized the A12 Bionic to be quicker at opening and closing applications, but we will see today how it handles against the Razer Phone 2 and the Galaxy Note 9. I'm really curious which of these three beastly phones will come out on top. Let's hop right into this speed test. Booting the devices in 3, 2, 1. I'm not even sure who won. I think the iPhone XS won that just by a tiny little bit. Really close on the boot up time. For our test, we have 5 regular apps, 5 gaming apps, and last but not least, Geekbench 4. Let's get this test started. First, we're doing YouTube in 3, 2, 1. Razer Phone was the fastest that time. Next, we're doing Instagram. Both Android devices were first. Next, we have Twitter. Again, I think the Razer Phone was just a hair quicker. iPhone lagging behind on the day-to-day use apps. Next up is Netflix. The Razer Phone was much quicker. Opening MyFitnessPal in 3, 2, 1. Wow, much faster on the Razer Phone. Okay, time to move on to 3D gaming apps in Fortnite in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the iPhone XS Max won first, Razer Phone second, Note 9 third. We have all 3 devices in the same squad. Here we go. iPhone XS Max came in first, Razer Phone second, Note 9 barely got third. On to PUBG Mobile in 3, 2, 1. XS Max is first, Razer Phone is second, Note 9 is lagging behind once again. We're going to go ahead and load into a match. We're going to see how long it takes from the moment it finds a match to actually loading in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it found the match at the exact same time. That's nice. iPhone XS Max, first place, Note 9, and then the Razer Phone. Loading into Minecraft in 3, 2, 1. Razer Phone was first, Note 9 second, iPhone XS Max lagging behind. We're going to load into identical worlds across all 3 devices in 3, 2, 1. The Note 9 and Razer Phone finishing about the same time, with the iPhone XS Max lagging just a hair behind. Now it's time for Vainglory in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, all about the exact same time that time. We're going to go ahead and load into an offline tutorial match now. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Note 9 wins first place. What? This is surprising. The iPhone XS and the Razer Phone finished almost at the exact same time. I think the XS was just a hair faster. Our last gaming app, Modern Combat Versus, in 3, 2, 1. iPhone XS Max finished first. Then the Razer Phone, then the Note 9. We're loading into an offline customized HUD mode in 3, 2, 1. iPhone XS Max wins. Then it was really close between the Razer Phone and the Note 9, but I think the Razer Phone was just a hair ahead. Running the CPU benchmark in 3, 2, 1. Okay, taking a look at the results, the iPhone XS finished first, of course, with a much higher single core score of 4798 versus the 2456 and 2367 of the Razer Phone. So with single core performance, you're almost getting double the performance with the iPhone XS Max. But when it comes to multi-score performance, we have 11,469 versus 8535 and 8659. So very similar scores on both the Android devices, but a much higher single core and multi-core score for the iPhone XS Max. Okay, we're going to run the graphics benchmark on Geekbench 4 in 3, 2, 1. Now these devices are running on different APIs, but their compute scores should still be comparable as long as they're on all the latest drivers, which these phones are. They're on the latest software updates. So we have 21,749 for the iPhone XS Max, 13,954 for the Note 9, and 13,678 for the Razer Phone. Let's go ahead and go back through these devices to see which apps are still in memory. Modern Combat Versus, up on all 3 devices. Vainglory needs to reconnect for all 3. Minecraft should be open though. Oh wow, Minecraft is actually not open on Android, but it is open on the iPhone. First PUBG. Let's go ahead and see how PUBG is. Looks like PUBG had to be reloaded in the memory on the Android devices, but it stayed open on iOS while it did not stay open on the Android devices once again. Okay, let's check out Fortnite. Looks like Fortnite crashed on the Note 9. That's unfortunate, so I'll have to reload that from scratch. Let's go ahead and see if MyFitnessPal is open on all 3. It is. Perfect. Let's see about Netflix. Perfect. Really smooth. Twitter, open on all 3. Instagram, it had to reload the home screen, but I believe it was open on all 3. Let's check on the YouTube app. Looks like it stayed open on the Note 9 and the XS, but we had to restart it on the Razer Phone 2. Okay, so let's take a look at this data broken down into graphs. Now we're looking at the boot up time. All 3 phones were relatively close. The Razer Phone 2 coming in at 24.1 seconds, the iPhone XS Max at 22.3, and the Note 9 at 22.71 seconds. Now in this graph we have the time it took for each phone to open our daily apps. You can see that the Razer Phone won every single time. In the grand scheme of things, we're only talking about a couple seconds difference here, but when it comes down to is the Razer Phone's going to be much quicker at opening random daily use apps than either the Note 9 or the iPhone XS Max. Now this graph shows how long it takes to open all the various different gaming apps we opened, and here we can see the A12 Bionic chip in the iPhone really paying off, and especially in the heavy duty apps of Fortnite and PUBG Mobile. Now, the only game that the iPhone didn't open faster was Minecraft. Apparently, Minecraft must be much more optimized on Android than it is on the iPhone. Beyond just opening the app, how long does it take to actually load into a mission? And here's where we have a lot more similarities between all three devices. The iPhone was just a tiny bit quicker on average, but in some games like Vainglory, we have the Note 9 winning out. And again, in Minecraft, we have the Android devices outperforming the iPhone. Now, we went ahead and added up the total time to complete all of these tests. The Note 9 comes in last at 3 minutes, 23.95 seconds. The Razer Phone 2 came in second at 3 minutes, 20.8 seconds. And the iPhone XS Max came in at 2 minutes, 45.47 seconds. I believe this total time measurement is going to be very representative of people that do a mixture of gaming apps and then daily use apps and maybe some entertainment apps like YouTube and Netflix. When you combine all that use together, this is how well your phone is going to perform. And I think that's where the iPhone XS Max is going to just outshine the two Android phones in this instance. But if you primarily do daily use apps, then the Razer Phone 2 is going to be dramatically faster than both the iPhone and the Note 9. And even the Note 9 is going to be faster than the iPhone XS Max when it comes to daily use apps. And on the flip side, if you're primarily going to be doing gaming, then the iPhone XS Max is not only going to be more powerful, as we saw in the GPU test, it's also going to load those games more quickly. Of course, with these three phones being flagship gaming devices, these have the latest hardware and are perfectly capable of playing pretty much all the games that are out there. And of course, game developers have to make their games backward compatible, so these phones are actually going to be overkill for the current state of games, which means that with many games such as Vainglory, you're going to be able to push those frame rates well above 60 frames per second into the 120 hertz territory, which is going to be great and a much better experience on the Razer Phone 2. But the main thing to keep in mind is that this is going to vary from game to game. Some games are not going to be compatible with more than 60 frames per second, and other games will be. If there's a specific game that you're really into, it may or may not be better to play it on the Razer Phone or the iPhone XS Max, depending on whether or not it's optimized for that 120 hertz refresh rate. That's it for the speed test. I hope it was helpful. And of course, if you did find this video helpful or useful, be sure to go down there and hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, smash that like button. We'll see you guys in the next one. Brandon out.